Okay, I think we have everybody here for this evening, so we will call the meeting to order. Cindy, do a roll call, please.
Belt, here. Bergen,
here.
East,
Here.
Littleton, McCrockman,
Here.
Motley, Pointer,
Here.
Clark.
Here. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the first item, public session. Do we have anything from the audience this evening? Hi.
Eric Shaughnessy, I'm representing Edgar County Special Service Area Ambulance. I had an issue 2 months ago with the 911 frequency where we responded to a car accident and could not get on the radio because of the fire department's traffic to alert the dispatchers that we were responding. I brought it to Nanette's attention. I've received a phone call from Dee about it, and the solution was to talk to the fire department to see if they could limit the traffic. My question is, I'm looking at the broad picture, not just this one incident. Earlier this year, we had a system where the radios went down on the South Tower at 5 Mile Hill, right? 911 was inoperable during the ice storm. Is that correct?
Yes. The tower went down.
The tower went down.
The tower went down, I
The
guess.
south one, and we could not use the radio. The dispatchers from the sheriff's department could not contact us via the radio. My solution is put our frequency in our radio in the console. That way it's there. It's in
Then
it.
we were able to get to off of the sheriff's department tower.
No. We were told to use the sheriff's department's frequency if we needed to talk to 911.
Okay.
The sheriff has not approved us to use his radio frequency. He has to for us to be able to use it. He hasn't done it. I mean,
And you've asked him to do that?
I haven't. He hasn't given me anything in writing. According to the FCC, I have to have a letter in writing.
But you have asked
I've asked him, and
Okay,
he's.
okay.
Everybody's busy. I mean, we're not allowed to use city police's frequency without theirs either. I mean, it's a common thing. My question is I would like to put our frequency in the console. I understand that Paris Police frequency is in the console map. When they upgraded the new radios and the new console, they put theirs in. The dispatchers work for the sheriff's department. 911 answers, and I just want to make sure that I'm clear because I'm not on the board. But 911, your responsibility is to take the call on this and get the information out. Right? If we can't get the information to me, then I can't respond. So I'm trying to create a solution to a problem. And I'm getting nowhere because my answer was no. We won't put your frequency in the console because if other people want to do it, then they can do that too. Now, I don't care about politics or anything else. I care about the citizens that we serve. Period. That's all. If anybody knows me, I know Craig knows me, and some of you board members know me, that's all I care about, is the patients that we're going to come in contact with. We need to figure a solution out.
I'm not that up to date on those things, but from my understanding, we went to this new board. Wasn't it like expandable that we could do that or not?
What we have now, we can put, was it one more or two more in, Dee?
Two.
We can put two more in, and after that, there will have to be additional equipment bought, like at $2,000 for this piece of equipment. The problem I see with it is the dispatchers listening to more frequencies, you know. But it is expandable, and yes, technically, can it be done for the right amount of money? Yes. There's no one saying that can't be done.
Personally, I think it only makes sense because, I mean, I'm thinking, I guess from my understanding what he's saying is that when our 911 goes down, our backup basically is Edgar County's high band. Is that what we asked them to use? Or the F1 or what?
No, we were told to use the high band. And we had the sheriff's high band, which we have in all of our vehicles, but technically we have to have that or else we can't use it.
Right. That'd be like him using like Christmas. I think Christmas might be in there. Is that right? In the console or not?
No.
Oh, okay. So what's in the console now? Just Paris and
911, high band, F1, and Paris PD. And then there's some state frequencies.
Right.
See, one spot, which Paris PD's in with, is a multi-channel radio that sets upstairs. So they can click on that, and it pulls the screen down, and they can change which, like there's 7 surrounding counties, Indiana, and everybody that's in there, so they can change that to listen. But you can only listen to that one. Like if you want to listen to Vermilion County, Indiana, that's what you change it to.
Right.
If you want to listen to Clark County, that's what, there's a multi-channel base upstairs. And when you click on that square, then you scroll down and you pick which one you want to listen to.
Do we just have a listen only, or do we have?
You can transfer.
Would you explain to me originally, when you said there was an incident, it was an auto accident?
Yeah, it was a car accident on Sulphur Springs Road. I left my house in Buckingham Estates, made it to the scene before I could ever get on the radio.
And the
to say I was
reason you
not-
couldn't get on the
Because the
radio?
fire department would not stop talking. They were talking about, well, we're going to bring this truck, we're going to bring that truck. The fire chief gets on scene, says there's an extrication. There wasn't an extrication. Unlock the door, open the door, guy gets out.
Have you talked to the chief about that?
That was brought. I did what I was told to bring it to 911, and I was told that they've said something to the fire department about it.
But you haven't. You haven't had conversation?
I haven't talked to
Okay.
him about it because that's not. I can't run his fire department.
Well, I
tell him how to
realize
do
that,
it.
but I just
But
didn't know.
and it's 911's frequency. You all are the ones that police the radio, not me.
And we did, Dee and
We
I
did
did
meet
talk
with
to
him.
Brian. We did talk to Brian. Has there been more incidents of it?
Not that I know of, but I'm also looking at the broader picture than just today.
But
Right, Eric, go
there's
ahead.
just one incident, is what we're talking about. Correct?
There's one incident in the last 2 months, yes.
Okay.
The only real issue that I have with it is if we let Eric in, we have to let everybody in. And that could be 15 frequencies, and there's no way dispatchers can, and you understand that.
And I do understand that.
Okay,
And then
that's-
then maybe there needs to be something done in dispatch. Maybe there needs to be more than one dispatcher. I mean,
Well,
that's things
now-
out of my control.
Those
Yeah.
are
I'm
out of
just-
our control,
that's
too.
how-
I know, I'm just bringing up the incident that we couldn't get on the radio, the ambulance couldn't get on the radio, say they were responding because of this. So I brought a solution. It's a simple solution. The radios aren't even $800.
And I don't think it's the money. I just have the concern if we let one in, we can't tell any agency no.
So if Jeff Pointer's having a heart attack and I can't get out to say that I'm coming to help him, nobody knows I'm coming to help him.
I don't care who's having a heart attack.
Well, exactly, but that's my point that I'm trying to make is that we can't even notify your dispatcher to tell them that we're going because of this. And it's a simple solution.
The fire chief knows to turn on his own, like, fire ground.
And
to talk.
that was communication
inter-agency.
he was giving to dispatch, wasn't it, Eric? He wasn't talking to his guy.
No, he was talking to his guys. He was talking to the engine and the attack truck and the calling in the
No, we addressed it with him.
As long as he's been addressed to
I
that,
mean-
I mean, he's got another channel he can talk on.
Yeah, he's got multiple channels. He's got
Absolutely.
3 other channels.
And we
And
asked
if he,
that, not
if he will
the-
do that now, we shouldn't have a whole lot of trouble.
But
I
if
think
he
we ask
doesn't-
every
If he
agency.
doesn't,
Right, or if somebody else does. Right.
I'm trying to look out for the citizens that we serve.
I understand.
And if we can't notify the dispatcher that we're en route, that's a problem.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just
Plus,
see
it's
there's an
also-
issue of letting 15 frequencies in there.
Can we say something to the dispatchers to say something to that agency to say, can you switch to another channel or?
We can't if the sheriff needs to. That would be a personnel issue thing. I don't know the answer.
We don't have control of those people when we're on.
There may be a possibility we can add you to that multi-channel base.
But if he's not selected, they won't hear him, right? I mean,
Right. You have to be selected.
But why would, if they're taking a call, and I know we don't control this, but if the dispatchers are taking a call from 911 phone, and they know there's somebody out having a heart attack, I would hope that they're not listening to Vermilion County frequency. I would hope that they would be monitoring
Well,
the ambulance service
You would
frequency.
think.
Well, and to be honest, right, that if for another county selected, you can have it muted down to where you're really not listening to
Right,
it. It's
right.
just what's selected, and you really aren't paying any attention.
99.9% of the time it's on Paris PD.
Right.
That way they know, they
Yeah.
can give us a heads up if something, that's where it's at. 99.9% of the time.
But yeah, I'm thinking from, like Eric saying, the broader picture. I mean, we had an issue with our F1s and, recently, and we're looking at getting our own frequency in Hume. As a Hume police officer, in the Hume police, if we had our own frequency and we couldn't hear anything that was going on or communicate, I think that would be a problem, especially when you're 15 or 20 miles away
Right.
from Paris. I understand a lot of the action happens in Paris, which is why Paris PD's on there, but I mean, looking at the bigger picture, I think that we ought to at least come up with some sort of committee to look into adding those and what equipment it's going to take to add those frequencies. I mean, how does like METCAT, and then maybe you've been traveling around some of these dispatch centers, but like in Champaign County, they have their dispatch center, but they dispatch shoot for all kinds of, how do they do it? Do they just have, I mean, my understanding was those
They have
touch screens.
different, they have different frequencies, like EMS, I think I may be wrong because I'm not 100%, but I think they dispatch on one channel and then they go to like fire goes to this channel, EMS goes to this channel, police are on, but they're simulcast, is the way I understand, but I could be, I mean, that's what I've been told. I haven't been there, so I
Their
can't.
dispatch center's set up with different pods, like there'd be
Right.
4 or 5 in the room, and like if this call goes to this person and they're handling this call,
But they're broken down on different frequencies.
the problem we have down here is most of the time you have one dispatcher on. If you have 3 radio frequencies talking, and they're on the phone and talking to the person, giving
Right.
medical advice, nobody's going to get through because their number one concern is they've got the call out, now they're still maybe giving medical direction over the phone. It's chaotic in there. I mean, I've been there. I know it's chaotic. And, it's just, I don't know that adding more frequencies is the solution. I think adding more personnel is the solution, but that's not an issue that this board has. That's an issue that the county board and the sheriff would have, where there needs to be more dispatchers in there to handle more radio traffic. So that's my input.
But that still doesn't come up with a contingency of when a tower goes down, though, right? I mean,
There's a
we can't-
contingency for when the tower goes down.
They're supposed
They-
to page off of another tower.
Oh,
Or
okay.
talk off of another.
They could have switched right to this Paris tower right here off the jail. It's got a generator sitting right there running.
Oh,
That was an employee issue again.
Okay,
That's not
okay.
handled by the board. There's 4 or 5 different towers they can switch to. And we have maps that show that we have plenty of overlapping coverage so they can switch to a tower, but that was not a,
Because we even brought in a portable that was on the digital channel and said, here, you can use this to get a hold of us. And they said, no, you'll use this other one.
so that was a personnel thing, not a.
right. Okay, I didn't realize that we could flip over towers.
You can
That's
pull
what I
up-
was
You can
concerned
pull up
You
and
can
page out on whichever
dictate
tower you
what
want.
tower you page off of.
Okay, so what do we need to do here then? We have just one incident within 2 months, which there are always going to be incidents.
Right.
We talked about this since 1992.
I'm sure you have.
We cannot cover each and every.
You're right, and I
Things-
understand
things
that, but
gonna
I'm
happen.
trying, I mean, we need to look at the broad picture, not just the narrow thing. Because if it happens tomorrow, and what's gonna happen? I'm gonna come back to the net, and we're gonna go,
Okay, and that's
and it's a
fine.
simple, I look at it as a simple solution.
Well, there's many factors, and Dee's brought up some too, but you only have one dispatcher on duty. They can only talk to so many people at one time. So there's a lot of factors that go into this. What we can do, and I think Dee, you're the most knowledgeable here, and we can have the people, I cannot talk the lingo, that's number one. So Dave, would you like to participate in this discussion with
Any help I can.
Okay, with Dee and Troy and Nanette? Is that fair?
Mhm. I mean, is this something we need to get like
You want-
Marbex included in or?
I have talked to one of them, but, I mean, yeah, I got costs involved from them, so, yeah, we can ask them questions if we have.
Make it clear what you're requesting us to do. So that everybody here knows exactly, make it short, simple, and what you requested.
Our frequency added in the console.
With paging capability or not?
It can't be paged on digital.
Okay. So you just want your frequency added into the console?
Right.
Okay. So that's the clear request.
Okay.
So basically, Merle, you're asking the subcommittee to meet with Eric, find out, research what it's gonna take to do that.
Find out what it's going to take to do that. But I think objectively, though, the group needs to talk about the other issues that we just talked about. In other words, it's not just a putting it in there and then this thing's going to work.
I understand.
Because you can have exactly the same situation if that.
And I'm also on the tactical and communications committee for the county.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy because there's other things that we're looking at as the tactical information community for the whole county wide. What's our communication plan going to be if we have a major incident?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
it's just not like I'm out in left field. I'm really.
No one.
Eric,
Who said, no one suggested
Absolutely
that.
not.
But there are other things to consider too.
Okay,
Okay.
we will be contacting you then.
Okay.
Set up a meeting about this.
That's good.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
just set it up right now. That way we can get this out. We're all sitting here. He's here.
You guys say.
Any Monday is good for me, but any day you guys pick is all right too. I don't know how your Mondays look, but
Just depends on the time.
Would you
Okay,
rather do
but
it morning?
morning or
I
How
can
about the 17th? Do you have your calendar?
the third Monday of the month.
That's the third Monday of this month.
Yeah. As long as we can do what hours you work.
Sure,
10
17th I can do.
So it need to be around 8 or 9.
In the morning? That'd be perfect.
How about 8:30?
About 9.
9? Okay.
9 a.m.
And then also you will have to
Your
post
conference
that.
room?
We can use it if you want. If you all want.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine with me if you all want to use
This
it.
conference room.
You got coffee pot?
Yep.
All right.
I got 2 of them.
Okay, you will have to post that meeting though, and we'll have to have a posting there too.
That's
Okay,
fine.
we'll get 9 a.m. on the 17th. Is that right?
Is there anybody else you want involved from the tactical
Would you like for
information?
Brian to
I think
come?
Brian should be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
be good.
I think I could take him
Okay, 9 a.m., October 17th, and his meeting.
I think my recommendation at first is to just let the committee and Eric meet
Yeah.
to figure out a plan, then we'll.
Invite other people? Okay.
I want Brian Gates there, because I think he needs to know that, I mean, he needs to know that there's an issue.
He knows
He's
there's an
created it.
issue. We made it very clear. to
Well,
him.
but I think it needs to be stressed. He's created the issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Last meeting, I brought up the question in regards to pagers. You said you'd get back with me. I hadn't heard anything.
Okay, and your suggestion is that Kansas was intentionally bypassed or left out of that decision back in 1996, am I correct?
I don't know if it was intentional or
No, I
not.
mean, is that what you told me, or is that not?
The record reflects that Kansas was not involved in that purchase and was never offered a reimbursement option as Chrisman was.
Okay, well, I looked into it. I have the same minutes that you do from 1996. That decision that was made, we have spoken to the gentleman that at our board at that time that headed up that project for us. He met with every emergency service in this county personally to explain the program and what we were offering. Second thing is that there was a member of the Kansas Emergency Services who served on the board at that time. And when that decision was made in November of 1996, this board at that time had decided to move meetings around throughout the county. That night was in Kansas, Illinois, at the Kansas Town Hall. So I have the same information you do, but to suggest that with a member of Kansas Emergency Services, the meeting finalized, the final decision being made at Kansas at one of these board meetings, the suggestion is not accurate at all. Everyone had the same opportunity, and I have the same information that you do, and that's all I have for it.
Well, the record doesn't reflect that.
The record reflects the minutes of that meeting, that's it.
The record does not reflect anywhere that we were offered an opportunity for reimbursement. If you have that record, I would love to have a copy because nowhere does it state that.
Well, it doesn't state it about anybody else either in particular.
Actually, it
Well,
does. And
okay,
that
but
was
anyway,
the agreements.
is it.
The agreements that were recorded. There was an agreement for every emergency agency in this county except Kansas.
Right, and this board did pay for the upgrades to your pagers in
Correct.
1996. What your decision was or discussion was in Kansas, I have no idea why that paper was not returned to us. I do not know. That's that you have to talk to somebody from Kansas.
We've talked with everyone, and no one knows anything about an offer of reimbursement. You had told us that there was an offer for reimbursement. Who did you give that offer
I did
to?
not say there was an offer for reimbursement.
Yes, sir, you did.
Well, irregardless, the minutes reflect exactly what was talked about that evening, and that's all I have on it.
So the board's not going to do anything in that regard. Has everybody read those records?
That board is in 1996. That
I'm
board
asking
made
this
that
board
decision.
if they've read those
Well,
records.
I'm a member of this board.
No, I haven't.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay.
I wasn't even on.
No,
Right.
whether you were on then is irrelevant. The record is the record. I'm asking if this board has read that record that reflects nothing mentioned about reimbursement for Kansas Fire Department.
I haven't.
Yeah.
read anything.
Most of them probably have not. I know I have. Cindy was here.
So we have a decision being made with the majority of the board not making any record.
There's no decision being made here tonight. The decision was made in 1996 by that board. This board is not going to go back and recant or change that decision.
So
Whatever.
the decision is to not go back and correct it, correct?
You have the minutes from 1996, and so do we. That decision was made by that board at that time.
Correct.
And
And there was a
that's
gross-
all this board here is going to do. That's it.
Okay. Last year, this time frame, October, this board approved a pay raise for the coordinator.
Okay.
There was 4 votes for that pay raise. Are you aware that it requires a 5 vote for that pay raise to be authorized? All expenditures require a majority of the board. That is not a majority. How does a motion get recorded as it passed when it only had 4 votes? Because the motion did carry in the minutes.
Okay. It did carry, so.
The law says it requires 5 votes.
Okay.
So how is it that it carries?
At that time, we thought it did carry.
So what are we going to do to correct it?
Well, and we can do a number of things, but nothing we're going to discuss this evening at this time.
When will you discuss it? At the next meeting?
Potentially. I'm not saying that we will.
Okay. This is a response to your letter you sent me. There's a copy for everybody. Also includes an additional FOIA request. Is the entire board familiar with the cell phone issue, that it's a shared plan that ETSB is paying for? If not, why not? And if you are aware, why are we paying for a shared plan for a cell phone?
Well, we're not going to debate a lot this evening. The cell phone plan seems to be a very big issue. We're not paying for any plan. We are reimbursing or contributing to or whatever to our coordinator, and we're doing it, part of it in the form of what we call a telephone reimbursement. Yeah. Yeah. And it's also a part of her compensation package, which was in her.
Which was adopted last year with a 4-member vote.
Okay. But anyway, that was our option to do that, and that's what we chose to do, and that's how we chose to do it.
So it wasn't a shared plan prior to that?
I don't know what shared plan prior to that is.
Shared plan in regards to the policy.
Your name personally is on
Yes,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
received a cell phone reimbursement is what I
it. We
received.
just give you a.
Right, there is no determination on the specific plan.
Correct.
All right, do I hear you correctly that Edgar County 911 is not on that cell phone bill?
Exactly.
The mailing address has been in the name of Edgar County 911 in the past. My name personally is the only name on that contract. It's the only name that's ever been on that contract.
Did you redact the name Edgar County 911 from the records I requested?
I redacted what I could redact.
Did you redact Edgar County 911 from the statement?
I don't remember, I did it, I don't remember what all I redacted, but I redacted anything that did pertain to that bill that you had no right to, so.
If I had no right to it, why send it?
You had rights to parts of it
What parts of it if it's personal?
that pertains to the public business of 911.
Because the records I have from the county clerk conflict with what you sent me. One has Edgar County 911 on it, the other one
As
has
a mailing
information
address.
redacted.
As a
Mailing
mailing
address.
address.
No, sir, actually it's the title on the front page of the bill.
It's a
Edgar
mailing
County
address.
9.
That is a mailing address only. It is. My name is the
Okay.
only name on that contract.
And has it been that way since December, or since October of last year?
It's been that way since day one since I've worked here.
Is it a shared plan? Your compensation package, does that include a shared plan?
It's a 1,400 minutes, and when you get that many minutes, you can share them.
So it is a shared plan. The other question I have, and it's outlined in the letter, it also has an email package and a web package. Why are we paying for an email package and a web package when we have all those capabilities in the office that's provided for our coordinator?
Well,
That's another $30 expense every month.
the coordinator's not always in the office, and we want our coordinator to be available.
You
What
don't
if- I
have to.
know. But anyway, yeah, that's right.
So the choice is to not answer?
No, it's,
Yep.
we don't have.
You have our minutes, you have our records, and yeah, you're right, I'm getting drawn into something here that, you make your own determination. We have our records, you have yours, so. And it's been approved for everyone.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Anyone else? Okay. We will move on to, what's next? Okay, everybody has a copy of the August 2011 minutes. Everybody's had an opportunity to review them. Any questions, comments, additions, deletions?
I move to approve.
Motion to approve by Jeff. Who's second? Dave, second.
Joe, yes. Bergen,
Yes.
Keys,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Pointer.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes. We have also in your packet the September 30th report from the Edgar County Treasurer. The current balance is $745,000. Investments. Any questions on that? If not, we need a motion to approve the Treasurer report. Dee?
Second.
Cindy? Any other discussion? Roll call.
Bergen,
Yes.
Eads,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Pointer,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Bill. Yes.
Okay. September bills, need a motion to approve those. Those were an amount of $36,363.11. Any questions on those? Anything about those?
No, we did have the lease payment in there, you know, that had already been approved, is why I went ahead and put that through.
Okay.
What's the administration fees for the treasurer's office?
Hard question.
Edgar County Treasurer administration fees.
Yeah, well, the administration fees are
A bill we received.
bill received from the county. Those are the fees that many of the departments of the county,
Are assessed.
assist with the treasurer and whatever, for keeping records and et cetera.
So we're paying rent to the sheriff's department or to the county, and now we're paying this to the county also.
We've been doing that for the administrative fees started.
I can see that as much as you had to make copies and do things and look up things. I can see that.
Yeah.
All the
Cost.
treasurer's office work.
Mhm. Any other questions? Need a motion to approve the September bills that were paid. Jake,
Second.
Cindy,
Eads,
No.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Pointer,
Yes.
Clark,
yes.
Belt, yes. Bergen,
Yes.
Okay, then we have the October bills to be paid. And, those are amount of $21,538.88. Anything specific about them then?
I don't think, we have our annual maintenance and the,
You got the maintenance on the generator and the maintenance on the emergency
you
tech.
know what, I didn't find here. The 12,000 to the sheriff's department, we need to add that 12,000 to there too. I'm sorry.
To October.
Yes.
Can we do that without having another special meeting or anything?
Yeah, it's just part of the bill.
Just write it off.
Yeah.
and what is it specifically?
It's the dispatcher,
Just quarterly.
12,000 even.
Mhm.
quarterly
We do
payment.
quarterly.
And they do have that second chair in place?
Yes,
That's
they
correct.
do. Yes, they do. That's Sharon Wilson. It's going to be in my coordinator's report. So it will be in addition to the 20, to that 21 figure. that I told
So
you.
that'll make 33,000. 538. Need a motion to approve those. There's no further questions.
Move.
Dee, second. Jeff? Cindy?
Belt, yes. Bergen,
Yes.
Eads,
No.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Pointer,
Yes.
Clark.
Yeah. Okay, your report, Dan, Ed?
Yes, we've got a copy of it. Everybody's, it's been written out. Does everybody? Page 19.
Any questions, any additional comments, Dan, Ed?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm good to approve the coordinator's report.
We haven't done that in the past. You have to do that?
I don't think we have in the past yet.
I wouldn't think you need
Okay, moving on. The evaluation committee that we appointed last meeting for to do the annual evaluation of the coordinator and their report. Thank you. So, yeah, the committee consisted of Dee and Cindy, and they've met. They have the report there, so Dee, go ahead.
Okay, the evaluation committee, which is Cindy and I, we met on August 16th. We reviewed the coordinator's performance. Basically, since 1996, the committee agreed that Nanette continues to exceed standards in job knowledge, computer knowledge, communication skills, office management, customer service, and professional development. In reviewing the past year's accomplishments, we found that Nanette completed all the goals, which were inventory of the equipment, all the equipment that we own as a board, which includes photographs of all that equipment also. She completed phase 2 for locating wireless calls. Nanette oversaw the upgrading of the 911 computer-aided dispatch system. She also completed the annual Illinois, or the ICC conference, or application in a timely manner. She completed training to become the 911 Board's Freedom of Information Act officer and Open Meetings Act officer. And she completed a very lengthy survey regarding cell phone fees at the request of the ICC for their help. We set new goals for her to meet based on her job performance and keeping in mind the current economical climate. The evaluation committee recommends the following: no salary increase for the year, $500 per month for fuel and vehicle allowance, FOIA and OMA stipend of $1,500 per year added to salary, continued insurance reimbursement. Currently it's $132.34 a month, and any rate increase will be covered. The $50 monthly meeting fee has been eliminated, and the car lease, including insurance, maintenance, and registration, will end in February. So total benefit package that we're cutting out is about approximately $4,200 per year, less than what it has been in the past. The evaluation committee further recommends that Nanette's employment agreement be extended through November 2014, and we also recommend that Nanette's title be changed from coordinator to director. And that's all we have as a committee.
You know, I hate to be the first one to say this, and I haven't been on the board this long, and we're not going back through an interview process. However, Nanette, if you don't mind, you know, what's your education, high school diploma, and what's your resume look like? I mean, I didn't get a chance to look at it, sorry I wasn't on it.
I have a Bachelor of Science degree in business from Eastern Illinois University. And that's my education. I've been here now for 15 years, Troy. So.
I'm just wondering what, so you get Bachelor of Science in Business, that's,
It's various continuing
right.
that you've had through.
Oh yeah, I've gone through lots of classes.
I think a Bachelor of Science in Business, you know, Business Administration or whatever, very well sums it up.
Any other questions for the committee? If not, you've heard the recommendations that Dee has outlined. Are there any additional questions on those? Everybody feel I understand those? If there's no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the, to accept the report from the evaluation committee, to accept the recommendations that they have made for the package for the coming now 3 years. Anyone want to make that motion?
You have a,
Yep.
can we have a separate motion for the title change?
We can.
Can we do that?
Whatever's in the motion.
What was in the agenda?
It wasn't in the agenda.
But for this contract, that's all we're doing, is adopted, what was in the agenda?
Just to
I
accept,
had it, but I don't-
to hear the,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, the motion to,
Recommendation.
yeah.
All right, well, since it's only listed once, I guess we can do it once. No big deal.
Motion to approve the evaluation committee report and committee recommendations for the employment of the 911, at this point, coordinator. Any questions, Troy? Or?
No, I think that, you know, it's a lot cheaper than hiring another employee to do Freedom of Information Act paperwork, so we can continue to move forward with their new goals and work out more important issues, or issues such as what Mr. Shaughnessy's brought up. You know, I'm in favor of hiring another person to do nothing but Freedom of Information Act, keep all that stuff straight. But since Nanette's had this added, you know, and this added title of the FOIA and Open to Meeting Act, I think she spent a lot of time doing that this year. And I think she's done a good job meeting those deadlines for the most part. It was something that we needed to learn and grow as a board, and I think that, you know, some things that were brought up by citizens were good points, but we learned from it and we're going to move forward and quit going back to the past. You know, I can't control that, you can't control that, but we can only control what's going forward. But I think she's doing a good job. And I think she's well qualified for the position that she's in, and I've seen some of the stuff, her goals, and I think it's great. That's my comments on it.
So you have a problem with just the name change, coordinator to director?
No, I did, but see, some things, that doesn't require money. We're not spending money to change your name.
Right.
However, when we're doing a contract, so there could be two different types of votes on that. You know, one would be all in favor versus one voice vote. But, you know, I don't want to confuse it. It's not that big of a deal. So we're making a motion to accept her contract as it's recommended by the evaluation committee, which would be to change her name and based on this following thing. I'm just going to come up and say it. I personally think that stipend is not enough for Freedom of Information Act. And, you know, as far as all the other stuff, we are having a savings, so I think it's good. But as far as her performance, I totally agree.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? I'll entertain a motion then to approve the recommendation, the committee's report and the recommendations as we stated. Dave, so moved. Second.
Second.
Cindy.
Crofton.
Yes.
Pointer.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Bell. Yes. Bergen.
Yes.
Eads.
Yes. Was that a majority?
Okay, was there any other reports? Any other business anybody has?
I just, I didn't know if anybody, Dave or Dee, you guys been part of that meeting that Eric was talking about with the communications, 911. I know it really doesn't have a lot to do with that. It's more about
What
the
meeting?
tactical, what's that called?
Oh, it's the Tactical Interoperability Communications, TICP is what the...
Yeah, TICP meetings. Have you heard anything?
Could you spell that out, please? Tactical.
Just put,
Tactical Interoperability Communications Plan for the county.
emergency administration or something.
Yeah, it has to do...
Is this an ESTA?
Yeah, it's out of there's Dwayne Fiddler's on it, Jamie Littleton's on it, myself.
Do you have the health department represented? Is the health department on that?
I don't know if the health department's on there or not. No, the fire chief from Hume's on
Jeff
there.
Keys, yeah.
Jeff Keys is on there. A county board member's on there.
I just didn't know if that was going to affect us with our 911 frequency. You know, because when I said something to Nanette whenever I got done, this is the reason I asked, because my F1 quit working. And we're going to have to do something to be able to communicate. Well, then when I said something about using 911, of course she said absolutely not because of all the other traffic. This is what you're saying. Last thing he wants me being on a traffic stop, but you're trying to...
I don't know what's going to come of it. We've got a meeting sometime soon with there's an outside vendor that's put together this grant, and we're coming up with, if there's something that happens in the county, an incident, like the disaster drills that we do every year, well, fire will be on this channel, police will all operate on this channel, EMS will all operate on this channel.
Don't they have to have, isn't it part of ESSA's responsibility to have this outlined plan? Isn't that part
Right,
of
it's something that state's requiring now.
Okay,
So,
then I understand.
and there's a whole lot of people that are on this that are coming together to try to figure out how we're going to run an operation if we have a natural disaster
Okay.
or a man-made disaster.
It's not really about changing, going to digital or...
No, it's about what frequencies, because everyone has digital, or people have either digital or analog.
Okay, that's all I needed. I just wondered if they were going to talk about the future.
I've heard that. I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Okay.
you.
Two things. Number one, there's just your copy of the, if you didn't have a copy of the new bylaws, if you want for anything. The other thing I've got here is that we put together a proposed budget for 2012, or 11-12. Well, I want you to just take this, take a look at it between now and the December meeting. If you have any questions, comments, or whatever, like, contact Nanette or myself. And then at our December meeting, then we'll discuss it and maybe finalize this thing. This, we got enough?
Yes, we got enough.
Yeah, the budget's actually in a column. This has come from the treasurer's office, or Don's office. It's under board approval. It's nothing we've approved, but it's just, and that's their format. So, just briefly to talk about it right now, we're looking at about $52,000 deficit going into next year. The landlines continue to decrease, so therefore the income continues to decrease. So give us some scrutiny, think about some areas that maybe we can adjust to help ourselves out. You've already brought up a couple of them, Troy. Plus the $48,000 we send over to the sheriff every year to the department. There's no agreement for that. There's no contracts for that. That's just what something we've opted to do. So there might be a little room in there. So anyway, if you got any questions or comments, certainly your comments, if you got any before the meeting, we can discuss or incorporate into that. Well, I appreciate it. If not,
I got a question already.
Yeah.
So we have all these line items on here and all these accounts.
Mm-hmm.
When we get a bill, or Nanette receives a bill, does she like take that treasurer's office and code it to a certain account, or does the treasurer do that himself?
I do.
Would it make it any easier and less confusion if we was able to combine some of these, or is this required that we have to have so many accounts?
It's like required.
You know, we have this administration fees, and then some of this stuff I think could be combined together. I would think. I don't know, but
We tried to do that.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Well, we did get rid of a lot of them.
Oh, there was more.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But the other issue that comes up, as you well know, though, is you start doing that, then you're having a tendency to be accused of hiding things, or
No, yeah,
not
right.
you, but us, So that's part of the reason we get a lot of questions, is because everything we do is well documented.
Well, I didn't know if the treasurer was with the auditor too, or an accountant, because I know a lot of these reasons for IRS reasons that they separate these out. You don't want to mix this with this. I didn't know if it'd make it any easier if we, for those type of reasons, accounting and IRS.
But to answer your question, I mean, yes, we can combine where we want. There's nothing that governs that particular part of it.
It's a lot better looking on a piece of paper with a lot of them when you're seeing, all these different things. But then when you're going to coding them, I'm sure that things get mixed in with other things, and it's just a pain.
Now, at the end of each year, I take the time, I get a printout from the treasurer's office of all the transactions for us. And we do a review of those just to see if we're not doing a formal audit, but we're just looking to see if anything looks unusual, different, out of place, that type of thing. Anybody have anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Pointer,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
yes, Bergen,
Yes.
Eads,
Yes.
McCracken.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Are we going up there? Going up there?